It is the summer of arcade, as Xbox likes to remind us, and one of the games that's available right now is Tony Hawk's Pro Skater HD. Scott and I have reviewed this and taken a look at it. What do you think, my friend?
Yeah, I've been following the development of this game for a little while here. I've been meeting with the guys at Robomoto, and I was worried about this thing because I am a huge Tony Hawk Pro Skater fan. Obviously, the series, the train left the tracks a long time ago. This goes back to the beginning, and I got to tell you, first impressions here, I loved this damn thing. This is as excited as I've been about any game in months. Man alive, have I had some fun.
Well, listen, this is one of those games, I think, we talk about needle movers on the show quite a bit, the ones that kind of change everything when they come out, and I think anybody that was into games or into the business of talking about video games, when Tony Hawk's Pro Skater first came out for the PlayStation and the Dreamcast, and there was an N64 version of it, it's been on tons of different consoles, but that game really changed everything. It really made skateboarding accessible. It really made Tony Hawk a name brand.
They did it right the first time, and they've only sort of besmirched the legacy with all future iterations of this thing.
Well, Tony Hawk 1, 2, and 3, which is interesting because there's going to... Yeah, 4 was fun too, but there's going to be DLC from the future games as well added to this thing, which is, you know, a little cheap. You kind of feel like for the 15 bucks that you throw down for a game that most of us have played before.
I think you get more than enough for the money you spend here. I think they did it right here. I think this is exactly the platform it belongs on. It's a downloadable title, and, you know, the other thing that I really admire here is how willing Neversoft was to just frustrate the hell out of people. Because going back to this thing, my Tony Hawk skills, they're off the charts. Playing this thing is like getting a note from the girl you had a crush on in high school, telling you that she was in love with you the whole time. It feels like you're connecting with something from your past. I couldn't stop playing this thing. I sat down one night at 6 o'clock. I'm just going to play for an hour. I'm going to complete a few objectives. Next thing you know, it's 10 o'clock.
Total candy.
And I'm having so much fun, and I love the soundtrack in this as well. Going back to the Public Enemy and Bring the Noise.
They have some new ones, and they have some of the classic tracks as well. It's terrific. I love the fact that you can unlock the maps without having to complete everything. It's a great design. It's really fantastic.
One of the things I like about this as well is you can actually play as your Xbox Live avatar, and you just see your big chunky guy on there, which is awesome to see. It's all so simple. It's all something I've done before, but it feels good to do it again, and it made me wonder, you know, are there other experiences out there that I would like to do again 10 years, 15 years later? Like, this really works. Robomoto, I think, did a terrific job with this. There are a couple levels in here that aren't exactly my favorite. Downhill Jam, not a favorite of mine. Some of the front-end stuff, the UI, is a little bit obtuse at times. One huge oversight in the game is there is no local multiplayer at this time. That means there are no side-by-side, on-the-couch games of horse. But I can't believe how much fun I've had with this thing. I can't stop talking about this thing.
It's a toy, right?
I can't get enough of this.
What are you going to give it?
The game would have gotten a perfect 10 out of 10 from me, but without the local multiplayer, it only gets a 9.
I'm giving it an 8.5.